It's the CalebDMTG Show.
So this deck was trophied by Yao, Y-E-A-U-X. It's their brew. It looks kind of cool. Very focused on the Heliod, Sun-Crowned, Walking Ballista combo. Some of the cards that seem like they're in here for aggro are actually not. Like Luminar Gasprint, sure you could just be growing a creature to attack and kill the opponent with, but getting an extra counter on the Ballista helps you combo with the Heliod. Then you have Vial, so you get multiple things in on one turn. Grand Abolisher stops the opponent from interacting with you on those turns. Skyclave's just a good card. Just a good card to have in your mono-white Vial deck. Ranger Captain of Eos can tutor up the Ballista, or it can go get Giver of Runes to protect the combo. And then Ranger of Eos can just go and grab a whole bunch of stuff too. Auriok Champion, kind of similar to the Luminarch Aspirant. Auriok Champion has its like good matchups. Like Death Shadow, for example, can have a rough time dealing with a champion. But it's also just good with the Heliod combo, because when you gain a life, when the Ballista comes into play, you can have the Heliod then trigger, put a counter on the Walking Ballista, and then you need 2 less mana to combo, making the whole thing a lot more efficient. Very similar to how Luminar gives you an extra counter to take 2 mana off the combo. The sideboard here is a little interesting. The thing that I balked at when I first saw the sideboard is like, Wheel of Sun and Moon. Why are we playing that card and Rest in Peace? Isn't Rest in Peace just better? Isn't it just a better hoser? And it is. However, it's a better hoser for graveyard decks. Wheel of Sun and Moon isn't just here for graveyard decks, it's also here for mill. You can enchant yourself, and then every time they mill you, your cards just go back into your deck. And they can't kill you that way. So it's kind of fun. You still bring it in against Dredge and stuff, but a little bit of added utility. And then Giant Killer and Burnt-in Fortune Ender, those both can come in and be bullets for Ranger Captain of Eos and Ranger of Eos. Cool. Have I played this deck before? I have not. It looks pretty straightforward, though. Gigantha the Wellspring. A few different decks that this could be. Could be humans. Could be 5-colored Niv. You're recommending pickled beetroot? Interesting. Maybe Copycat? Maybe. Maybe. Right now I'm worried about my ability to actually hit lane drops. Because we have the combo, right? We got the Heliod, we got the Ballista. Turn 1 Vial would have been a lot better than the turn 1 Giver this game. So not a primetime deck if they're playing Gigantha. You think it's Copycat? Could be. Certainly could be. Kind of starting to sound like a different deck, probably not unanimous. So Cat Blinking Teferi just like bounces the champion again, but then we replay it. At a certain point we get to Skyclave the Teferi. I'd like to keep the champion in play. Because it's hard for them to combo me with the champion out. Sealy Ray copying a Felidar Guardian just like makes a 1-1, right? And then I gain a life off the 1-1. They only last until end of turn. Vial is really good in this hand. Even now, even this late, it's still a card that I'm happy to draw. Our hand's really clunky. Is Skyclaving their Sprawls too cute? I think so. They have plenty of mana. They have plenty of mana over there. No worries, 2-Duck Cubed. That's how you learn, right? It's one of the really cool things about Twitch. Being able to like ask questions. And even if the streamer doesn't see your question, a lot of the time the chat's there. This could actually win if they have land drops a Heli. They can win here. I'll have a card that Teferi. Doesn't look like they had it though.
Oh shit, what up?
Oh shit, what up? Hey, 2-Duck Cubed, thanks for the resub. This is 17 months. Do they have the combo? They do. Okay, they win. We were going to combo on our turn if they had nothing. Cast Heliod. Wait, that doesn't work. Yeah, never mind. We were not going to combo on our turn. I think we want some paths, huh? Against what they're about. I think Forge Tender is probably better than Hanger back here. Champions are good. I like the Apparition, especially with Vial. I think those stay in. I think we gotta cut the Grand Abolishers, as much as I like them, against the opponent's spot removal. But you need Cauldron 1, you still need the mana to activate Heliod to give the Bliss to lifelink. I think it's the part that you're missing. So we were a couple of mana short of threatening lethal on our next turn. I mean, we could have viled in the Aspirant on the other turn, on the turn after. I think we should have played the Ballista and the Auriok Champion. And had 2 pieces of disruption for the combo. Make him have 2 removal spells. I think that was probably better. Cavern of Souls names a few different things here. It can name Cleric, it can name Core, it can name Human. I mean, it can't name anything, but those are the ones that have multiples. You see how Skyclave is a Core Spirit, Give Runes is a Core Cleric, Luminarch Ascension, Human Cleric, Core Cleric, and then there's another Human in here too. So they're interesting caverns. They're mostly in here because we have a mono white mana base. So we can just like take advantage of that by playing Cavern. Yeah, Human Soldier, Human Soldier. And then Auriok Champion's a Human Cleric. There's a lot of doubles there. Abolisher, Human Cleric. Hey, and gets on tap with Giver. Nice. Let me get this thing growing. Nothing shares the type with Heliod, and Heliod's just God. You can still make Heliod uncounterable with Cavern, but... Do I ever think it's a good idea to eat a 100-piece box of Halloween candy? No, I've never gone through that. Is anyone close to the Fight Me channel point reward? Yeah, some people are getting kind of close. Like 3/4 of the way there, that sort of deal. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how many trick-or-treaters we get. I think we're just going to put a table out. And have the candy out, spread out. So we're not actually, like, answering the door. We're going to stay, like, 6 feet back. Wave at the kiddos. They could actually stop us from comboing by pathing the Heliod there. I wasn't thinking about how we were turning that on. I'm not sure what the difference is, though. Like, if I don't play the Auric champion, then I'm going to combat and using the Luminarch Aspirant to put another counter on the Walking Ballista. I guess that works. Yeah, I think that line is better, actually. Wait, is it better? No, that doesn't change anything. Because they can just path the Ballista before we go to combat. Or like in response to the Aspirant trigger. You're sure they run counters? I'm less sure. I also think we're already pretty good against counters with our Aether Vials. And we also know that they play removal. So what do you want to play your Grand Abolisher for? Like, we need to interrupt them from comboing as well. So I don't want to cut the Skyclaves, right? And then the Burrington Forge Tender and the Giver of Runes are like protecting the combo pieces. And the Ranger Captain of Eos is tutoring for combo pieces. And Auric Champion's not only helping us combo, but they need to kill it before they can combo. So what matchup are you... Like, why do you want the Grand Abolisher, right? You got Luminarchs for them? Like, just be a slower combo deck? Luminarch was fine just beating face. Kind of liked that. Yeah, I don't think we need Abolisher. Yeah, 4 Aether Vial, 4 Cavern of Souls. Much more worried about removal encounters here. I always like this song. It's kind of bouncy. Did I hit Mythic last night? No, I spent too much time derfing off. Too much time dirtling. I think we ended in, like, Mythic 1. Not Mythic 1. Diamond 1, sorry. I've been doing that all night. Just, like, saying the wrong thing. Saying the wrong word. Hopefully folks know what I meant, though. Hey, congrats, Feel the Microbeats. Yeah, I might I might play some Standard and try and get there. I have a couple days, though. I don't think it's too much of a rush. Could play Historic, but I think my Standard deck's been winning more than when I've been playing in Historic. Yeah, right? Standard is pretty good right now. I wasn't sure whether to play the Heliod or the Ranger Captain. We actually get to serve with the Heliod next turn if we do it this way. We can't quite win off that. We can make a big ballista, but doesn't quite do it. We need to be able to give the ballista lifelink. Well, it's kind of hot. That's kind of sexy. Do I just play out more things? Like Skyclave, Exelder thing, Luminarch. The cool thing about playing the Ranger is that we can always sack it if they like target Heliod with a path. Ranger getting Ballista makes it like really hard for them to win, right? You can even like sack the Ranger to prevent them from playing Saheli or whatever. I think I am just gonna sack the Ranger Captain, which means I can play the Aspirant here instead of the Ballista. GG! Nice. It's looking like we're not going to have enough time for goblins, but that's alright. I've streamed a lot of goblins over the past... I think like the last 2 modern streams I did, I streamed goblins. And my list hasn't changed at all. Strong showing versus a combo deck? Yeah, I mean a combo mirror, right? Kind of cool how we have a bunch of redundant pieces and tutors and and all that business. Can I show the Goblins deck list? I tweeted it out. There's a link to my Twitter in the stream description. Yeah, I tweeted out all the decks that I was going to play tonight. If I hadn't just found an opponent, I would just show it on screen as something to do, but double Cavern draw looking a little awkward. I guess we're fine. One of them names Human, the other one names Core. Well, our base is covered. Oh no. Just gonna act like I have a path. We are super dead, if you were wondering. Field of Ruin's kinda good against Inkmoth. The issue is I don't think we're gonna have enough time, right? I think next turn I'm gonna have to try and Skyclave the Blighted Agent. And then we're done. If we're not dead now, then we'll die to the Inkmoth the turn after. Jeez. Did I tap green for fucking Canopy or something? I must have. I wonder where my gunners are. Kind of feel like I need them. Well, foot. Maybe they're under all this paper on my desk. Maybe they're just not even here. Maybe Alyssa took them. Just getting some eye strain. Usually I keep them in the top drawer of my desk. I probably just haven't used them since the move. All my drawers got emptied. Oh yeah, dead. DED dead. I'll try and blink more often. That'll solve it, right? That'll solve all my problems. I was not expecting to beat Infect, like ever. This is probably just our worst matchup. I think Champion's coming out. Could hypothetically let me combo sooner. Let's get 2 Champions and 2 Giver of Runes. Well, having Giver of Runes to block might actually be okay. I'll play 1 Champion and 1 Grand Abolisher, I guess. You think Ranger is more dead? I don't know. I could see, like, trading off stuff. You don't see it? Alright. Blocking doesn't matter against the bulk of their threats. One of the things about cutting Rangers that were like firing off ballistas, removal spells. So I can see the need to refuel after stabilizing. I do not think you should leave in 3-mana 2/1s to try and block an Ink Moth. I don't think that's a profitable strat. I think I'm not really in the mood to talk about it, Marsangelo. Kind of playing a match here. How do you think I feel? You can probably guess. Probably got you covered. Yeah, you can only block like a third of their stuff, so it doesn't come up that often. Sometimes blocking's good. Make them use a pump spell. And then sometimes like disenchant effects, like shatters are good, because it hits like a third of their things. Sometimes they're just stone dead. Ideally, you would make the opponent use their pump spells on your turn. Because when they use them on their turn, they kill you. Similarly, if you're trying to kill an Inkmoth Nexus with damage, you don't want to do it before damage is dealt. You want to take the 1 point of infect, then try and kill it with damage. Then if they're going to save it, then they play their pump spells then. And then their pump spells aren't dealing you damage, right? Taking 1 infect isn't that big of a deal. It's when you take a lot more of that, right? You don't want to get 2-shot. Ooh, wrong Ink Moth. Rough beats. Yeah, if you right click on your card, then it'll say Summoning Sickness in blue, and it won't say that on this one. That's the only way to really check. It shows up on the land too, see newly controlled there, and then this one doesn't have it. It's the only real sure way to make sure you don't animate the wrong land on accident. I could try and kill it, just pop it right now. Almost like that. Just getting in there, just getting the beats on. I'm thinking if they've got like a disfigure type effect, then I don't want to pump now and let them like clear a whole ballista, a whole 2-counter ballista. I'd rather pump after they've activated an Inkmoth Nexus or played out a creature. Yeah, right, same. We can just let that resolve. Get a 2/2. Hey, good night, Tybalt. In my off time, I'm generally spending time with my wife, or just like working on video editing stuff and that sort of deal. So I'm not really listening to music in my off time, unfortunately. Hey, Arthur News, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 34 months there. What does the ranger do? You can sack the ranger to make it so they can't play non-creature spells. The issue with sacking ranger here is they can respond with their pump spells, right? So you would sack the ranger on their upkeep, and they'd respond to activating Moth, play some pump spells, dead you.
Oh shit, what up?
Hey, Billy sitting thanks for the sub, thanks for the 13 months there. Our baby's 4 months old, oh my. Who's watching this child? Now they're at 7, and we have 7 in play, so we can just not die here. We should be good. Why can't I listen to music and edit videos? Because when I'm editing a video, that video also has audio. I can't have like multiple layers of audio. Like I'll go insane. I get tinnitus. Like it'll actually just give me a headache. Maybe I do want a Mind Sensor. I just talked about how bad it would be, but maybe I still do want it. I think Rack Walker actually seems atrocious against infect stuff. How's Skyclave in the neck? It's been okay so far. We only drew it once. Right? I think we've only drawn it the one time. Cavern's actually looking awkward, huh? Cavern and the field. We're gonna keep because we have like all the cards that we want in the matchup. We've got like a combo draw. We also have Disruption with the Path and the Walking Ballista. We're gonna need to rip a White Source to have the Path be Disruption, but why Field over Ghost Quarter? Because the actual combo itself is pretty mana intensive. You need to have a Ballista with 2 counters on it, and then you need to activate Heliod to give the Ballista lifelink. So if you Ghost Quarter the opponent, you're down a land. So if you need 5 mana to win, or 6 mana to win, however much mana you need to win, now you're down 1. Whereas if you Field of Ruin them, you still have that land, still have that resource. Wait, what? Weird. Alright. New plan, I think. An impressive amount of creature hate. Yeah, it's just awkward that it left me with 3/3s, right? It's like, alright, I'm gonna attack you. Well, I didn't even have to combo. Yeah, I guess. Can't really mold too aggressively without knowing the matchup. You didn't think we were winning that one? I mean, I thought our hand was good if we had a white source, because then that turns on path and stuff. The attack into the Giver of Runes was really weird. I think they thought it was going to be a trade. It is kind of messed up. The Giver is a 1/2 and not a 1/1. Looks like we're facing Balakut. Right. Yeah. Some kind of primetime deck anyway. If we talk deck Ballista, we can actually win next turn. Every matchup is bad, yeah. Sometimes it do be like that. You get tinnitus in silence? Interesting. I usually get it during like sensory overload. If some songs are like too loud, you can give it to me. I feel like I get it more often when I'm stressed the fuck out, but I don't know. Well, I couldn't imagine having it and not noticing it. When I get it, there's usually some accompanying pain as well. I think we just pass here. If the Heliod serves, they just jump with the zombie. I want the Heliod to be able to block prime time. We need them to not have another Dryad, is the thing. Oh, yeah. That probably just wins. Because now they attack with Primeval Titan. They get 2 Valakuts. They can Ghost Quarter themselves, get another 2 Valakut triggers. We're at 28, but it's a very killable life total. Because the Valakuts can just clear the Auriok champions and leave us with nothing. Even if they don't literally kill me this turn. Even if we top deck Ballista here, with the champions dying, we can't actually win. Because we wouldn't have enough mana. I'll just concede. There were a few turns where if we had, well, there's one turn, I guess, where if we'd had the Ballista, we could have comboed off and won. No, this seems like a matchup where Ranger Vios is not going to get there. I think Paths come in. Grand Abolisher comes out. Oh, do we want Damping Sphere? I'm not sure if we do or not. They don't even have that many lands that... Let's put like 2. Let's shave a Sky Cloud Apparition. Play 2 Damping Spheres. Did they even show me bounce lands? I don't think they have that many. I think they've got like a couple of bounce lands. You like Giant Killer? Well, what are we cutting? Are we cutting Giver of Runes? I can see that being okay. Giant Killer is mostly for Tarmogoyfs and Death Shadows. It's mostly for like really like naturally large creatures. We brought it in against Infect because if they play a pump spell, you can maybe Giant Killer it afterwards, you know, before it deals you damage. But in general, I think it's mostly just for those 2 matchups. Our opponent does have an actual giant, so maybe we should bring it in. fine Titan Killer. There's a lot of what's the word? There's a lot of like pseudoscience stuff that gets shared around like that. Like people like to share the, I forget the name. They did a study at some college where they like had some students be the jailers and some students be the people being jailed. And then they recorded it and they were like, see, when put in a position of power, these people get crazy and abusive. Power corrupts, and you see this absurd abuse within a single week. Within a single week, the students are now abusing each other. And if that sounds like maybe not the most robust study you've ever heard of, because it wasn't. It wasn't a very robust study. It has not been replicated. Yeah, the Stanford experiment, that's the one. It gets shared around all the time because people think that, like, people like to think that that is true or whatever. But people aren't going to go to, like, full-on physical abuse within, like, a week of being granted power, you know? It's not a... God, this hand looks so slow. I think we want to mold to a hand that has actual combo pieces. Yeah, what it turned out, what happened, they went and interviewed people that were actually in the experiment, and the one guard that was acting crazy and stuff in the videos was like, yeah, I could tell that the person running the experiment like really wanted something to work with, so I figured I would like act up. It's like, okay, this sounds great. I'm glad people are getting taught this. I'm starting to regret not keeping my opening 7. I have to pull one more back? Alright. Alright, here we go, even mind sensor. I hope you do something. Study replication's a real problem in science. Yeah, I mean, it's more of a problem in the field of psychology. Which is maybe one of the reasons that I have slightly less respect for that field than others. But yeah, peer review is pretty important, pretty fucking necessary. As someone in that field, fuck you. Fair enough. Fair enough. Most psychologists that I've talked to are very aware that it's a soft science for a reason. Sure, Judge Craft. I mean, an experiment can be important for, like, showing how we shouldn't abuse power and like impact how we like review things like on an ethical level, and still not be great. You know, like the conclusions that the experiment was trying to reach can still be false because it's like not a well-run experiment. Or not that the conclusions are false, but that they don't show what the experiment was trying to show is the issue. People think that the actual conclusion... People share memes. They're like, this is proven with the Stanford's prison experiment, and everyone has forgotten about it. Why is no one talking about this every day? O'Malley Cat, if you have a song that's your own music, you should just post a link in the chat. I'll play it. Yeah, if they have a removal spell for our Mind Sensor, we're kind of fucked, but, I mean, that was kind of the hand, right? Yeah, they do have a lot of lands, so even with the Mind Sensor, Primetime's probably still grabbing stuff. It's just not the lands they want, right? They don't have a Field of the Dead. Sweet, thanks, O'Malley Cat. I think now is a really good time to slip it in. Now, Bandcamp doesn't have an audio adjuster. Give me a sec. I want to make sure I don't blow everyone's ears off. I think adjusting Chrome will work. Let me know if this is okay, and let me know if that sounds quieter. I just like slid it down a bit. Sounds fine? Nice. Oh, I should fucking... I just pathed my opponent's thing. I forgot to unfull screen. I just untapped, passed, send it back. What's going on with my chin? What do you mean? Was I twiddling? Yeah. So in general, I think we win around the same turn they do. But we're a 3-card combo and they're a 1-card combo. So they're much more likely to have the turn 4 than we are. What's the name of the band? The name of the band, let's see. It says no cops in the jazz room in all caps. By, and this is the name of the band, what to do with your newfound animosity for the world as you wade through the sea of sin. That's the name of the band. Yes. Quite a mouthful. That's a link to the release, if any of y'all are curious, if any of y'all want to check them out. Interesting little song. What a mood? Yeah, what a mood. Say the name one more time? Sure. What to do with your newfound animosity for the world as you wade through the sea of sin is the name of the band. Is there an acronym for them? There's an acronym for everything, right? This is a hand that could use a vial, isn't it? Or that, just something to do on turn 1 is nice. And then we're just going to play Heliod on 3. That way if we top deck Ballista, we can win the turn after. I do like how paths give us mana for activating Heliods and what's. Interesting, Anonymous. An acronym must be able to be easily verbalized. And an initialism is not. So like FBI is an initialism, not an acronym. Interesting indeed. How is their mana so fucking perfect? Only one other Tri-Lance here. Just not sure which one. Just running on the Heliod. Yeah, those are good examples. Yeah, that's Steve. Moto is an acronym, but MTGA are initialisms. So the fetch here lets them replace their Omnath mana, which means if they've got way of bouncing the Heliod or what have you, they can stop us from winning on our turn. Omnath probably is a healthy card for the format. I saw someone say that it was like, what was it? The most fair card they'd ever played in Modern. Someone was saying we were one short of a win. Is this copycat? It might be. It might just be a Uro control deck. GG! Yeah, fun little song. I'll post the link one more time, in case folks wanted to check them out. What's up, Dr. Dylan? I'm actually not sure how I'm supposed to sideboard for this. Rest in Peace is good against Uro. If they are playing Copycat, then we probably should have Paths in. I don't know that they're playing Copycat. I don't know if that's a thing. How's the combo work? You use Heliod to give the Walking Ballista lifelink, and then so long as the Walking Ballista has 2 counters on it, you can remove a counter from Walking Ballista to ping something, like say the opponent's face, and that'll trigger the Heliod again, because now you've gained a life, and that'll put a 1/1 counter back on the Ballista. And then you just do that over and over. So you don't get like a ton of counters on the Ballista. There's never more than like a couple on the Ballista at once, but you do get infinite pings. Popcorn chicken slab? They have popcorn chicken. I don't know what slab means, Rikus the Third, in the context of KFC. I think they sell it just like by its own thing, and then they can also sell it in the famous bowl, where they put it in with a bunch of mashed potatoes and cheese and gravy. Enough calories to feed a whole village. I'm just not going to change very much here. Extra Abolisher because they're playing Cryptic. Yeah, that makes sense. We're in a solid board in. I wasn't really sure what to cut. I brought in a couple paths in case they are playing the Heliod combo, but that might have been wrong. I maybe should have just focused on my own shit. Maybe Hangerback Walker isn't very good. It looks like most of the removal is like path-based, right? So Heliod can certainly beat Noriak Champion. They play paths. They play Teferi for bounces. We played a Auric Champion 3 times early against Heliod, and it didn't really matter much. I can just pass here. How's Luminarch? Luminarch helps you combo the turn of. It saves you 2 mana, similar to how Auric Champion does. That would have been a much better card to Violin, huh? And then you can also just like beat down. I think I'm supposed to replay the Vial. I'm pretty happy to get an extra land here. I think Grand Abolisher's art looks beefier than a 2/2. I think it's just the perspective. Hard to say how exactly large Grand Abolisher is. You think it's weird that not much Commander happens on Moto? The issue with Commander on Moto, I mean, have you tried it? The user interface is really bad. You have all these like tiny windows. Probably should have given the Abolisher Pro something.
Oh shit, what up?
Hey, Probably Morphic Variable. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the 26 months there. Yeah. Yeah, should have given the Abolisher Pro Red. Considering pathing it. This is probably fine. If I path it there, I think we get to win with a Ballista top deck, but if you don't top deck Ballista, it's kind of whatever. Note that we are aware that they have a Cryptic in hand. And that Cryptic just got a lot better now that the Abolisher's off the board. I think Vile's going to stay at 2 here for a sec. Hey, Warren Fish. Thanks for the 25 bucks. Drink myself something. Well, I've got this this Northern Lights by South Shore Brewery that I'm currently going to town on. But yeah, thank you. Cheers, Fish. Maybe I'm supposed to attack the Ren and 6 there. Maybe the threat of a Ren and 6 ult is real. Got the rebuying path. You're not used to modern being this slow? Well, the Snowland decks, the Snow Control decks play about this slowly as well. Any deck that's trying to win with Uro shenanigans is fairly glacial. I think we leave it at 2 for now. If we drew a Cavern, we could play Ballista uncounterable like. That'd be real nice. The opponent is indeed playing Omnath Moneybinder. Oh, Giver was supposed to attack the Ren. Silly meme. Force them to at least like use their spell. If their plan is to cryptic me here, we might be able to win. They didn't necessarily just lose. Remember that they have a Ren and 6 ult, so they can retrace bolts and stuff. And they have 4 cards in hand. But we can attempt to win. Hey, O'Malley Cat, thanks for the $5. O'Malley Cat says, thanks for playing my song. You're the realist. Hey, cheers. That was a sweet song. They're remaining their bolts so they can play it again. I don't think I can interact with that. And then when they untap, they'll have Cryptic Command mana. And they'll probably just be able to keep me off the game. I set it up so they need to have 2 things, right? They need to have 2 removal spells or 2, what have yous. Cryptic, like, bouncing Heliod doesn't work because there's the Vial on 3. Yeah, right, Zelzilla? Yeah, when we were kids, I definitely did grow up in the 90s. And when we were kids, 60s did seem like forever ago. Like, they didn't have black and... Like, they barely had color television in the 60s. The Atari wasn't out yet. Did they even have Pong? Was Pong even a thing? We barely had internet? I mean, yeah. Leave it to a Twitch chat to know the exact year that Pong came out. Or anyone with Google, I suppose. Filing in Giver of Runes to block stops them from killing me with, like, Ren and 6 specifically. Hell, they can win just by Cryptic Command bouncing a land and then retracing Lightning Bolt. So, playing around Ren doesn't really matter much. I guess we would have made them see it. Could play Burrington. It's probably better than even. Could go Walker, maybe. The issue with even is replacing one of these other cards. It's my one real issue with it. You think in the 60s they had a lot of drugs? I'm not so sure about that. Like, 60s is known for it because people were, you know, like there's this wave of experimentation going on. But I don't know about in comparison today. I have an uncle that has this rant about how the stuff that they smoked back then is basically tobacco by today's standards. Things get refined. Folks figure out how to mass produce stuff better. The CIA smuggles, you know, more drugs into the country, bringing down the prices. I don't want to go Giver of Grand Abolisher into Giver of Runes here, because then I'm worried about them playing the Red Sweeper and just clearing my board. So I'd like to untap with the Giver of Runes first and then play the Abolisher. To run out the extra Giver. Now Sweeper here is still good, but we can give the other Giver protection from red, untap with it, play the Grand Abolisher, still the protected Abolisher. Sure. Yeah. That's not really speculation, right, Anonymous? Isn't that a known thing? Nixon didn't like the hippies. Therefore, he, like, started an anti-drug thing. the Reagan amplified and adjusted. Yeah, right, Hadouken? Yeah, I was pretty sure that that was like a matter of record. Drawing the second Rest in Peace is so miserable. A lot of the times in these grindy value-based matchups, I just like won't even bring the second one in. I'll play it now. I don't think either of these givers attack. I think we just pass. Because now they can protect each other. If they play another removal spell in the Abolisher, I can protect it without fear of losing my board. That's what I like to see. Yeah, that's valid as anonymous. I don't think I'm supposed to attack this Ren in 6. I think I'm supposed to attack them. Looks like they were trying to growth spiral on our end of turn. Grand Abolisher is a tricky card. I can see forgetting that one. Sure. I think I boarded out all my answers to Stony Silence. Did I do that? That was maybe incorrect on my part. Yeah, there they all are. Okay. Alright, well. Looks like we're on the beatdown plan. Three three's a 3/3, right? Do nothing on board. I'm trying to shift that up. They're pathing their own arrow here. Because the path is so weak against the multiple givers. So there's like thinning their deck of lands. That is a lot of lands. God, how good would a Ranger be right about now? Either Ranger. Well, shit. Love all the redraws. Yeah, the redraws were nice. Good morning, Civil Librarian. Hope you're having a good one. Oh, man. Forge Tender is pro-red, so they can't just ping it with Ren and 6. If we draw a Cavern, we gotta make sure not to play it. Because it gives them a Field of Ruin target. The nice thing about the Burrington is it makes it way less likely that they'll be able to use their red damage sweeper to negatively impact my board. Did I have lethal? There's no... We can't activate Walking Ballista. There's a Stony Silence in play. No, I do not think I had lethal. I had a giver there because now we can give 2 things pro-black and just serve in for lethal. Weird little game. Well, could even beat me here, just the shark, right? Shark maker. Wouldn't even beat me, they'd still take 3 and go to 2. I need a top deck. Hell yeah, it's anonymous. Cheers for looking stuff up. I'm a big fan of people looking stuff up. It's hard for me to fact check while I'm live streaming, which I think leads to the majority of times that I like put my foot in my mouth. Fortunately, my viewers are pretty smart for the most part. I have hundreds of fact checkers to call me on my asshattery. Have I tried always being right? Having the microphone helps. Having the microphone helps me sound as though I'm right all the time. Just every single... I can shout over people really well. That's nice. It's good if you're being heckled. If you're being heckled, to just have all the power and like have the mic. Not only have the mic like a stand-up comedian does, but then I also have the power to like click and make people disappear. It's really the best job ever, if you think about it. There is no comparison. I think one of these vials wants to stay on 2. But having one on 3 sounds dope. We can play Ranger next turn and go get Giver, maybe. What's the weirdest interaction I've encountered in Magic the Gathering? It's an interesting question. I wish I had an answer handy and ready for you. I hard-gassed an Emrakul once on turn 1 on camera. It's not that weird, though. By looping my deck with Tin Fins. Tin Fins is a deck that would draw cards with God, my brain is silly putty. The 7/7 where you can pay 7 life to draw 7 cards, and then you would sack a Children of Corliss to gain back all the life, and then you would draw more cards and reanimate the Children of Corliss and sack it to gain more life. And at a certain point, you're like gaining much more life than you've lost, so you end up getting infinite life by looping your deck. And the way you loop your deck is Cabal Therapy yourself, naming Emrakul, and so the Emrakul would shuffle your graveyard back into the deck. So then you would fire off all of your rituals, therapy yourself for Emrakul again, loop the deck a few times to generate enough mana and life and everything that you want. And then at the end of it, you could hardcast an Emrakul, which sounds like a really extra and excessive thing to be doing. And it sort of was, except denying your opponent a turn is a good way to not lose to some random, I don't know, ensnaring bridge or what have you. Being able to get that extra turn trigger off of Emrakul made it a bit justifiable in my head anyway.
Oh shit, what up?
Oh shit, what up? Hey, Tim's Lock Smash. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the 7 months. Remembers children and forgets Grizzlebrand. Well, yeah, you remember your kids? If we draw one of our 2-mana anythings, if we draw a 2-mana thing here, we should get to win with protection. It would be either Auriok or the Luminarch Aspirant. Either one of them would give us the W. Hey, there we go. So I think we start by cracking the Ranger. Yeah, so the Walking Ballista gains lifelink from the Heliod, but you need to have 2 counters on it. Otherwise, if you removed the counter, the Walking Ballista would die. So that's where the Luminarch showed up. It let us use the Aether Vial on 2 to save us 2 mana on the combo, because otherwise you have to pay 4 mana for a Ballista on 2. And Auriok Champion also would have let us do that because of the Heliod trigger. The Heliod life gain trigger puts a 1/1 counter on something. So if we drawn Auriok Champion, we would have vialed it in, and then played the Ballista, and then the Ballista coming into play would have gained us a life, and the Heliod would have put a 1/1 counter on it, and the same thing would have happened. But it's kind of cute that they even had a removal spell, but we just like had Ranger Captain. They could have had more removal spells. They could have had all the removal spells in the world, and that was not stopping us here. Humility makes for annoying interactions. Humility makes for some. I saw a Progenitus get red elemental blasted. Mostly for funsies. An Elves player, or was it a Natural Order? I think it was just Natural Order. Before Natural Order was in Elves, they Natural Ordered for Progenitus, and then the opponent played a Humility, making it a 1/1, and they red Elemental Blasted it just for kicks, basically, because they could, you know, they were that far ahead. Little BM. But how often do you get the chance, right? How often do you get the chance to red Elemental Blast Progenitus? I don't blame them. It was Adam Kai that did that way back when. Haven't seen him in years. I remember Painter Servant leads to some weird interactions. I had an opponent Ugin me when I had Painter Servanted, and like all the lands went away. It was kind of funny. On camera at an SCG, they missed that with a Painter Servant out on, I can't remember if it was blue or red. I think it was blue. They had a Painter Servant out on blue, and their opponent like equipped a Sword of Fire and Ice, and like everybody that was watching the match just like missed that shouldn't be a thing. Because if the Sword of Fire and Ice is equipped to the creature, it gets pro blue, right? Sword of Fire and Ice gives the pro blue, but the sword itself is blue. And a creature with pro blue can't be equipped with a blue sword. It's not a thing, so it falls off. You like my 5 seconds of sideboarding there? Perfect. Perfect sideboarding. This is a Healy. Yeah, you're right. I should have brought the Pats in. Or maybe cut the Grand Abolishers like I did earlier. Got my head full of beans from winning that first game so hard. The issue with running out Ballista now is they go like Pathgiver on tap, run in 6 Ballista would be the obnoxious thing. But it also sets us up for a turn 4 kill, where we just play Heliod next turn. And then if we draw Luminarch Aspirant, we can win the turn after. I think I'm supposed to play the Abolisher. How am I tonight? I'm doing alright, Distrominator. I'm doing alright. Brainstorm on upkeep with Sylvan Library, yeah. I think the ruling for that is you have to like call a judge to watch the cards. None of that funny business. I like how the backup plan of just attacking with your shitters is totally a thing that works with this deck sometimes. Kari Justice is an interesting sideboard card. Oh, you think they should have just pointed 3 at me and 2 at the Giver of Runes? Yeah, this gave me a chance to like misclick. But maybe you're right. Teferi's a pretty good one. In order for them to not combo, I think I have to run out the Ballista. But then they can just Teferi bounce it. But then at least Ballista clears the Teferi. Maybe you should have Ranger Captain this turn. And then just like sacked on their upkeep. Prevent them from playing Teferi. Prevent them from playing Saheeli Ray. That's probably better than running out this Ballista. Yeah, we only know about one of those cards, White Seal. So 2 of their unknowns would have to line up well. And of course, if they had a removal spell, then they wouldn't need the land drop. They could use the removal spell instead of the Teferi. Do they have it? Yeah. I wonder if they had to draw into it. I wonder what my next draw would have been. Nothing of import. I don't think these abolishers are necessary. Cutting Hangerback was correct, though. Much better. I brought in Rest in Peace because I thought they were another control deck for whatever reason. Just based on the Ren and 6 in the first game. I don't know. I wasn't really thinking through most of my sideboarding. I think I spent like 5 seconds sideboarding, and the rest of the time like talking about old stories, old SCG tour stories. Seems like Moto needs a restart, but probably fine for the rest of this match. Anyway, our hand's good. I'm a little bit worried about Teferi bouncing Vile. But if we hit lands, then that matters less. They're bolting. I was hoping they'd have Path. Went a little bit better for me. They reveal Gigantha, sure. Or they reveal the land, sorry. Gigantha's just always there. I think Vile's gonna chill on 3 for a little bit. Assuming they're not Teferi bouncing here. deal. Oh, I should have Vialed in the Orionic Champion, gain 1 more life. I don't think my life total matters very much, though. I think they either deal infinite, or they don't, right? Possibly I should have left the Vial 2 to get the second champion down, but now we have Skyclave as an option, as well as Heliod. And the second Orionic Champion's pretty castable. Like if I get a second mana, that's the thing I can just cast. Whereas these 3s are pretty far away. We do not necessarily need 4 land to win. Only 2 mana. We only need 2 mana if we have a Ballista with 2 counters. They're also at 14. We could win that way too. Perfect. The perfect land. This is actually a terrible attack. If they just have an answer to the Skyclave, then they get to freelo block the champion. Do you ever play Commander? Not really. Every once in a while. So it'd be fun to vial in the Heliod here and get the Walking Ballista all juiced up and whatnot. But I think what I want to do is chill with my Vial 3 in case they go for a combo, and then I can interrupt that with Skyclave, if that's their plan. Kind of looks like that's their plan, right? Yeah, I've played some Commander on Pleasant Kenobi's stream, or YouTube. I don't know if you've ever checked that out. I played some Commander back in college. I have a Commander deck that's, like, made entirely from artist proofs, so it's not like a tournament legal Commander deck. But it's fully sketched and painted, and it's gorgeous. I mostly put it together as a collector, as opposed to as a competitive player. But it makes me happy. Walking Ballista on 1 could beat the combo, but they could also have another removal spell for the Walking Ballista on 1, right? Well, shit. Oh no, I should have put the Heliod in. I'd be able to attack with it. Fuck. Asmoda missed a pile of damage. A pile! A pile of damage! Could be putting them to 2 here instead of to 5. It's a pretty important difference. Well, that's an exciting one. Let's just put them to 7 and kill the Ren in 6. And then I don't know if we sack Ranger here or if we save it for our next turn. Yeah, Viling and Heliod might be better. Play more decks with Rick in it. I did a little bit of that with Legacy. Not a modern card, unfortunately. Why bother with Ren and 6? They might need the land. They might want it. Yeah, so we still need to draw land here in order to have lethal. Can I find something with Ranger? Yeah, but I mean, I have the win with the Ranger Captain, so I might as well do it this way. And then, if they have an answer to my combo, like a path, or I guess sacking stops Bolt from answering me. GG! And then we have the 2 mana to activate Heliod on the Ballista there. Nice little deck. Nice little deck. That's a 4-1, right? We lost to the ramp opponent and chewed through everyone that was trying to interact with us. And this deck's sweet. The deck's so good against decks that are trying to like grind and stuff that I don't know if we even need the Hangerback Walker in the main. I think it could be in the side. But I don't know, we would be playing like another path or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's whatever.